Do you suffer from anger management issues? How about just day-to-day frustration? Has work gotten you down? Life just being a bummer? Do you happen to own an original Xbox? Well, if so, Prescription Strength Painkiller Hell Wars is here to help. It's the perfect game to alleviate all of life's frustrations. The perfect tension-relieving excitement of mercilessly killing hordes of horrible mutant alien enemies over and over again with the most ridiculous over-the-top powerful weapons you could possibly imagine in an early Xbox original game that happens to have some slight frame rate loss here and there. Anyway, welcome back to Painkiller Hell Wars, guys. We have only a couple more videos left to go, and then we'll be going on to uncharted territory in this game, guys. Uncharted territory. Anyway, with the rockets there and the chain gun, one of my favorite weapons in the game, we took out those AA guns that are conspicuously placed by this plane. It looks perfectly intact. It looks like a C-130 almost, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not actually supposed to be an actual plane. But what do I know? We're still fighting more of these militia guys with their muskets, and they are taking shots at us one at a time, and we're gunning them down with the chain gun. There's also entire tanks in this encounter as well, so we're going to try to blow them away with a rocket launcher if we can. Because we are a single guy and we're able to destroy tanks, you know, with our... We have no armor or anything, we're just running around in a leather jacket, jumping around like a moron, but still this works. It's Quake 2 logic, apparently. And I can't freeze them to death, but they make an awesome explosion as the turret goes flying up in the air. But yeah, I can't... The ice rounds are ineffective against them, which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. So I misspoke when I said at the end of the last video that that was the end of the level, because it's not. It's just another portal transition thing. We're still in the same level, we're still fighting the same guys. Unfortunately. Inside the plane here is a little health pickup. And we'll have to come back through here eventually too. Like there's an area above this cargo section that we can climb up into, I believe, and there's a secret in there. But more on that later. Like I said before, the grenades from the stake launcher, the stake launcher. It just sounds so funny when you say it like that. The stake gun and the grenade launcher attached to it. This thing does have actual markings on it. It's kind of interesting. They use the same ammo as the rockets and the rocket launcher chain gun thing, so it's just whatever you happen to need at the time. I mean, they share the same ammo pool, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm glad that more games... I remember talking about this in Quake 2, actually, how later id Software games strayed away from or weapons sharing two of the same ammo pools, and they branched out into where all the weapons had individual ammo pools. Kind of wish this game was like that as well, but there's always Hell and Damnation, and even in Hell and Damnation, I don't think they fixed that, because Hell and Damnation is kind of just an enhanced version of this game. But they did make improvements to it where they could in Hell and Damnation, but it's mostly just superficial stuff and minor tweaks here or there. Not introducing an entirely new ammo type into the game. These guys spawned before the door opened, so they were trying to get through even though they knew they couldn't. Freeze rounds easily taking care of them as per usual. So yeah, I know I've mentioned this in other videos, but we're going to have a little bit of a problem going forward here, because this game is not backwards compatible with the Xbox 360, and which has not ever been a problem, because I do have an original Xbox that I bought just to record this game and a handful of others. So that means that until I figure out how I can get this capture device to work with the just regular AV composite cables, or I'll have to get another capture device similar to my old one that's more recent so I can use my original software I used to record these, then I'm not going to be able to record any more Painkiller Hell Wars for a while, because right now I can only record the HDMI, because the or unless it has that weird HD component cable like the Xbox 360 does, but that's a very specific proprietary cable that I doubt any other console is going to have, or there's no conversion for that with the original Xbox or PS2. Anyway, I just need regular AV composite cables to record the PS2 and the original Xbox. So right now I'm only able to record via HDMI, which is fine because all the last generation game consoles, the PS3 and Xbox 360, look great. So that's fine, but that's what I'm going to have to be recording from now. I still have a couple of Raws, this and one other game that is going to be kind of a reveal soon. So I will have still a lot of videos to go up, and I'll still be able to finish Star Wars Battlefront 2, because I can play that on the Xbox 360, so I can finish that. And then all the other games I'm going to have to record are going to be 360 or PS3, which is fine because that'll actually give me the incentive to lug the PS3 in here and actually do some recording with that. So you know what that means, guys. Hell and Damnation time! I kind of wanted to finish this before doing Hell and Damnation, but we'll see how it goes. It would be kind of lame to go back to this after doing Hell and Damnation, so... Although, honestly, speaking strictly of the console ports as it is, because I do have Hell and Damnation on Steam as well, but I can't get it to play, due to, I think, a glitch or some kind of patch error or something. I'm not sure why it won't let me play it. But speaking strictly for the console versions, Hell Wars actually has a level of control that is pretty much unrivaled. Like, it controls flawlessly, and there's a lot of like little things that are added to Hell and Damnation, I guess, for the added physics or realism that makes Hell Wars has a certain appeal over it to a certain extent. I really can't explain what I'm talking about unless you've played both versions. But Hell and Damnation is still great, and I am playing it on the PS3 and for some reason. But yeah, just the fact that Hell and Damnation is on consoles does not make Hell Wars obsolete, if that makes any sense. So I thought there were some power-ups in these hangars or something, or some guys I had to kill, and there's a tank over here I can walk under it and get some ammo. That's what I was looking for, I believe. Just couldn't quite remember where it was. Now we're going to have a bit of a gauntlet coming up, essentially, where we're going to have to go through here and fight wave after wave of enemies in these rooms. And eventually we're going to get to the end here pretty soon, in one of the main hangar areas here. Much appreciated armor in here. Armor is pretty scarce in this game if you haven't noticed, but it lasts you a long time, especially on lower difficulties. Of course, we're playing on Nightmare mode, so... Alright, full demon form. There's a little bit of backtracking in this area too, because we go... There's nothing in here right now. We go up and then we have to go back down again. That's really strange. I'll never get tired of that. We have been obstructed by a chain link fence. Whatever will we do? Alright, so then after we cleared all the enemies up there, you see the exit appears all the way down there, so we have to backtrack. It's really dumb. But again, I've griped about the level design in this game enough as it is, so I'll let it go.